Welcome to the Art of Braids. I'm your host, Karyne Tinord, and today's topic is mastering painless braiding. This is a solo episode, and you, of course, have me as your solo host. So I wanted to talk about the techniques for healthier hair and happy clients. And so when we talk about that, there are four main things in mastering painless braiding that you need to know as a stylist or as someone who might be getting their hair done when it comes to, is this person doing painless braiding on me, or am I doing painless braiding for said client, right? Let's get down it. It's a little sunny, so, but let's get into it. Okay, so you want to make sure you understand the scalp, right? The foundation of painless braiding is examining your client's scalp, what condition is that it is in, and basically providing the level of the importance of being like, okay, let's see what the scalp condition is. Is it healthy? Do it have some problems? Is there missing hair in certain places? There dandruff? If there's scars, those are very important things to know when you or handling anybody's scalp. Especially recognizing sensitivity spots. So if most of the time people's sensitive area is the top of the head, right? Right in the middle. We call it the crown, right? So if that person has a very sensitive part there, you're going to end up being extra careful around that area. And you're going to have to understand not every product goes with certain hair types or sensitive scalps, right? So you want to be mindful of that. Next is tension control. Tension. Yes, a little goes a long way. You can still create a firm base while you're braiding someone's hair without pulling and creating tension. So you want to do techniques that maintain even tension without causing discomfort. You want to make sure that you adjust your grip depending on the person. Some people are very, very sensitive. So even if you are light-handed, you still might have to get a little bit extra light just because of that person. Maybe they have never gotten their hair braided, or that particular style is going to be a little bit more on the tight side than usual. So you're going to end up having to be a little bit more patient, which will cause a little bit more time with that client. And then understanding the long-term, when the long-term effects or impact that excessive tension can have on the hair. So if you're doing a specific style with a client, over time, you want to suggest like, hey, do you want to give this a break? Maybe we want to switch out different parts, things like that. Just is the key to comfort and longevity, especially if you're trying to retain this client. Next, very important, client communication. Listening for comfort and building trust. So like when a client is with me and they get a little bit like they'll flinch a little bit, or you'll see from the side like they eye get a little squinty. Those are indications or nonverbal indications that something is wrong, something is tight, something is pulling. They might not vocalize it because they are conditioned to saying like, let me just get it over with. I know what I got into, so I'm just going to deal with it, because they've been told over time that it's supposed to hurt. So they won't say anything just because they think that it will make the style look better if they don't complain. No, that's when ask the questions. Hey, engage them in conversations like, hey, how is your pain tolerance? What is your preference? educating clients on what to expect and how to care for their braids post-appointment. That also gives them a level of ease, like, oh, this person knows what they're talking about. I know how to maintain my hair. And you also can ask, hey, is this pulling a little bit too tight? Is this area, I noticed that you flinched. I just want to make sure that you're in your comfortability. And that builds a client care and trust within them. So they'll be like, oh yeah, no, there's a little snag there. Like, oh, okay. And then you fix it. And then you start to, over time, teach them that it's okay to speak up. Now, ergonomics and technique, caring for your hands while caring for hair, right? So these are certain things that we as braiders, or anybody doing hair, need to also put into ourselves, because in order for us to give painless braiding or a painless service, we have to make sure that we are up for the challenge, right? Finding the best braiding positions to reduce strain from both you and your client. So maybe it's, if standing is better for you or sitting is better for you, then go with that. If resting your hand on the back of the chair while you're braiding is good, do that. And then when it comes to speed, make sure that you're stretching your fingers over time, or also do a quick stretch right before you start braiding. So that way you can speed up and get through the process without feeling like, oh my God, this is slowing you down. And sometimes you might need to take a break, so that way you can build up, conserve some energy so you can get towards the end of the braids. Also invest in certain tools that will make you work smarter and not harder, while protecting the client's hair. So for me, certain tools or products that will make me work smarter, not harder, is leave-in conditioners, or detangling spray, things like that. Because I'm heavy on not putting heat on a client's hair, or blow drying it, or adding gel, I'll use moisturizing agents, which actually smooths out the hair while pouring more moisture back into the hair. And then also allowing me to get through it a little bit smoother. Also tools, the tail end of the comb is easier to part. So when I do that, I can get through the parting way quicker, and it's less snags from like random hair strands. So hopefully these points will help you do a deep dive into what makes painless braiding, the painless braiding experience, both effective and memorable for your clients. And so thank you so much for tuning in for this episode. But as you go on this journey of the art of braiding, next episode, I have a great guest for you. So this hairstyle is from Beyonce's cover, of the Black is King. So if you know this look, that's where that comes from. So then I don't know if you notice who does A$AP Rocky's hairs. Oh, okay, I'll just give it to you. So our next guest on the Art of Braids is Tashana Miles, who AKA is Tasha the World of Styles, Tasha World of Styles on Instagram. She's going to be talking about some amazing tips and her experience through braiding and hair care. So you're not going to want to miss this. And in the meantime, how did I do on this recreation of the Black is King look on Beyonce, that Tashana and a few other stylists were able to accomplish for that project? It was amazing. But yes, so have a good one. Remember, subscribe and share with someone you care about. Bye.